Thank you so much for downloading our show. My name is Don Anders. I am a financial advisor and investment professional at Anders&Anders Financial Group. I am also the co-founder and CEO, as you can tell by the name of the company. But want to get into, this is the first episode, so wanted to get into why we're doing this and what you're going to get out of it. So you're spending your time. We appreciate that. You're investing it with us. So we want to give you some promises, let you know what to expect. So my partner Dave and I, we have a combined over 25 years of experience working with retirees and working with investments in the state of Florida. And what we've learned is that everyone's different. Everyone has their own needs. Everyone has their own desires. Everyone has their own financial objectives. So the concept of this podcast is simply to provide information instead of advice. A lot of the people out there, the national media shows, the television shows, the radio shows, a lot of it is advice on what you should do. You should do this, you shouldn't do this. And while most of that advice is good for a lot of people, everybody is different. They don't know your situation. They don't know your circumstances. They don't know your current financial situation, what your goals and obligations are. Dave and I run into people and they say, listen, I never want to retire. I just want to live and not be stressed out. And if that's your goal, then maybe the way you should invest or maybe the way you should save or adjust your finances are different than somebody who does plan on retiring at 50 years old, like some firefighters or police officers are able to do. So the concept of this show is give you information, give you stories, give you concepts, give you a way to figure out what you need based on your own individual circumstances. Okay? You're going to hear us talk a lot about the 5 needs. It's a core philosophy that we've come up with, and we found out that there's 5 core needs for everybody. That doesn't matter your situation. If you have money, there's 5 core needs that you're going to need for that money, and that's income, liquidity, death benefit, safety, and growth. Now, there's different things, right? So your income needs might be different than somebody else's. You might need income to pay for long-term care for you, for your parents, for your grandparents. You might need income just to get your kids through the rest of college. You might need income to pay for insurance. Someone else might not need to pay for insurance. Maybe their employer is going to cover it even after they've retired. You don't know. So we're going to break down what those needs are. We're going to break down how to apply it to yourself. And what our hope is that you can take this information that we're giving you and go apply it to the other information, the advice out there, and really be able to discern whether or not it applies to you, because not all of it does. So a perfect illustration, I met with somebody about 8 years ago, and she was listening to a national radio host, and that national radio host said you should pay off your house when you retire or before you retire. And she thought it was a good idea. If she didn't have her mortgage, she would be okay. And she went ahead and paid off her house. And she was happy and everything was great. But she paid off her house with her pension money. And pension money is taxable. So she took out about $120,000 of pension money to pay off her house. And you throw that on top of how much she earned and how much her husband earned and how much the rest of the year's pension was. And she threw herself into a completely different tax bracket. At the end of the year, she got an $18,000 tax bill. And do you know what she had to do to pay that off? You guessed it. She had to take out a small little refinance on her house. So in that situation, while in general paying off your house is a great idea, it's fantastic, right? We all hope to get there. For some people, it's not the way that it should be done. You know, maybe she should have paid it off over 5 or 10 years, right? So the point of that story is just to say you need information. You need to know what the needs are, what the goals are, and you really need to take a look at your own life before you apply recommendations or advice. So this is what we promise. if you download the podcast, if you listen to us, we're going to try to keep them as up to date as possible. We're thinking somewhere between once a week or maybe even more. We are never going to sell you anything. That's promise one. No sales. We're not here to say, here, buy this product or buy this insurance product. We're not even here to sell our business. I know that sounds crazy, but most of the people listening to this podcast, they're not good fits for us. I firmly believe that financial advisors are just like any other profession, like doctors or teachers. You have your specialty, right? So a doctor, do they know, does a foot doctor know about the throat? Yeah, but not enough to give advice on, right? Does a pediatrician know about cancer? Probably more than the average person, but they don't give advice on it because that's not their specialty. So at Anders&Anders, our specialty is working with retiring Florida residents. That's it. And most of the people listening to this, they're not going to fall into that. So 99% of the people that we reach, we know are not going to be good fits for our clients. So we're not even trying to sell you on our firm. We're just trying to say, okay, here's concepts, here's information, here's stories. We're going to tell a lot of stories because you can learn from other people's mistakes or you know, what other people did well. So promise number one is we're not going to sell you anything. Promise number two is that we're going to give information, not advice. So take everything that we say and realize that we're just telling you these concepts, telling you these stories so you can gather the information. If you're listening to this, I'm sure you're smart enough to put it together and you know, we respect our clients' intelligence, which I think is a big problem in media today, and also investment advising is people don't respect it. Hey, educate your clients a little bit, add some benefit, and let them make a financial decision, right? Let them come up with, okay, this is what I do and do not want, instead of bringing someone in and saying, this is what you need. So that's really where we're going with this. That's where our intentions and that's our promises. So we hope you like it. We're going to try to keep it as up to date as possible. And please go ahead and rate us if you like the shows as you listen to it. Give us a good rating. That really helps us out. And we just want to thank you so much for downloading the show. We want to thank you so much for taking your time. We know that's precious to listen to it. And we hope you enjoy the podcast. Thank you.
Don Anders is an investment advisor representative and insurance professional. Anders&Anders Financial Group Incorporated is an independent financial services firm helping individuals create financial strategies using a variety of investment and insurance products to best suit their needs and objectives. We are not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency. Securities and advisory services offered through Anders&Anders Securities, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, and a registered investment advisor. Anders&Anders Securities and Anders&Anders Financial Group are not affiliated.